everybody, and welcome to high school football on Dimension 36, as tonight the Wildcats get ready to host the Clippers of Falmouth. Good evening once again, everyone. I'm Mark Ducharme. I'll call your play-by-play as the Wildcats look to bounce back after last week's frustrating loss at the hands of Bridgewater Raynham 7-2. In the way the league sets up this year, the two ties that Bridgewater Raynham does have and the one loss that Weymouth has puts the teams in a virtual tie at the present time, as Weymouth gets ready to face a Falmouth team for the first time. As Falmouth comes into the game 4-3, they've beaten the teams that they've supposed to have defeated this year, while they have lost to the teams that they have supposed to have lost to this year. And prior to the game, I talked to Wildcat head coach Joe Kelly, and I asked him what to expect from this Falmouth High football team.
They're a well-coached team. And they're kind of an explosive team. They're a wing T, which we haven't really seen this year. So we got a very talented quarterback and a good halfback. It's going to be an excellent game.
SAT weekend is always a tough weekend to play for the players because their minds are thinking towards the future. How do you keep a team from, say, wandering, or is it just the fact that they'll, a lot of these kids may just concentrate on the football game for them?
No, they handle it very well. The kids work hard during the week on football. Knowing full well that that's a priority in their life, and then there's always the SATs the next day, which once the football game is over about 7 o'clock, because we do start that one early, then they can concentrate, and most of them handle it fine. These kids are very resilient. They can do a lot of things.
And looking at last week's game, it's a tough one to lose. Do you worry about, say, frustration building after a game like that, losing a tough one like that?
Yeah, I think, you know, yesterday we came out for just a workout, and they're flat, which is fine. It means that the loss meant a lot to them, and you gain something from that. It's nice to win, and we always try to win, but you can gain something from a loss, and the loss meant that we have to play better. We did not play a particularly good game against Bridgewater Raynham, and as a result, we pay the price, but that's what this game teaches you, the good and the bad.
Down the stretch, what are you looking for in the final 3 weeks of the season? Well,
we can win this week and beat Plymouth the following week. We're co-champs in the OCL, and you know, that's certainly a feather in their caps and something that they've been fighting for. And then, of course, BC High becomes the frosting on the cake. If we play well, we'll end up 8-2, and that's been a heck of a season.
Tom Carpenter to kick off for the Clippers of Falmouth. As awaiting the kick for the Wildcats, Steve Gabriel, Keith Struzeri, and Keith Williams, and a high kick, Gabriel, 10. And Steve gets it up to about the 31-yard line, and that's where Weymouth will start. On off.
Gabriel on the run back.
As Wildcat offense.
Brought down by Matheson.
Keith Williams, Steve Gabriel.
Weymouth will put the ball in play on their own 30-yard line.
Stanton, who had a great fourth quarter, gets the start for this one. As you saw, the offensive line that will protect Stanton. And they'll give to Keith Williams, as Williams gets about 3 straight ahead. Falmouth defensively. Greg Miranda, Mike Pantonio, Alex Kowalski, Peter Muse, Ben Priest.
Call your attention to the fact that our JV cheerleading squad is on the field at the moment.
As the rest of the Falmouth defense, 2nd down and 7. Stanton, toss pitches, Gabriel cutting it back. Williams, check it, cutting it back. Williams could go. Keith run out of bounds at the Falmouth 28-yard line as Keith Williams on the top pitch just tipped off, and Pat McDonald prevented Williams from going the distance.
37-yard pickup.
So Keith Williams, whose other run that he will long remember was the one over in Quincy for 43 yards, goes 37 on that one. But the 43-yard one in Quincy was aided by the fumble. Wildcats go to Lou Henriksen on the ground, and Lou just rips off 7-8 yards on the play as Lou brought down by Mike Empey, number 80. It's a beautiful full moon
Gain of 9.
evening here at the Arlington Gridiron in Weymouth. And the Wildcats with a 2nd and 1 on their first possession, moving the ball quite well. Williams, toss pitch. Hendrickson lays the block down. Hendrickson and Williams.
Williams on the carry.
Get the first down for the Wildcats. Williams with a nice run. Getting the Wildcats another first down. As they're right now inside the 20 to the 15. So Mark Stanton and the Wildcats moving the ball well in their first possession. Stanton not having the throw as of yet. It's Williams, the deep back. Toss pitch. Williams waits for the block, cuts back inside.
We have a flag on the play. Williams was the ball carrier.
In the Wildcat backfield, and that will signal
Phil Matheson made the tackle.
A penalty on Weymouth to be given by our referee, Brian Pendergast. Backfield in motion on the Wildcats will wipe out the Williams run, more than likely. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening for anything. Temperature
Illegal shift called against Weymouth.
in the low 60s at game time. And very little wind. And a first down for the Wildcats. And they'll need 15. As they've just stayed strictly to the ground. Stanton, quick out. On the screen, it's Gabriel. He'll get back the yardage loss in the penalty.
Complete to Gabriel.
Plus a couple of more. As Gabriel inside the 15 to the 12. And Pat McDonald, one of the key Clippers
Gain of 7.
that we'll be focusing in on in this game on the stop.
It'll be 2nd and 8.
And the Wildcats need 8 yards on the second down play. It's Gabriel being used as a receiver. Williams on the run. Keith
Williams on the carry.
to the 11-yard line where he is wrestled down there by 2 Clippers.
Peter Muse made the tackle.
Along with Phil Matheson in on the stop. It's Matheson, the linebacker,
3rd and 6.
makes the play along with defensive tackle Peter Muse, and it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Wildcats. And Mark Stanton, who's completed 1 pass. The quick screen to Steve Gabriel. 2 plays ago, may have to go to the air on this one. Stanton on the bootleg. He fires back open, touchdown.
Gabriel.
Steve Gabriel was as open as you can get. And Mark Stanton engineers a very nice touchdown drive, and he connects with Steve Gabriel for the touchdown. And the Wildcats, in a 3-minute and 24-second march, have a 6-0 lead. Todd Kerosy will try to add point number 7.
And the
7-0 Wildcats with 6:36 to go in the period. If you mark Stanton, not a bad way to start the football game. A very nice 7-play, 69-yard drive, and you complete it with a touchdown pass to Steve Gabriel. As Gabriel, now with 48 points in the season, his 8th touchdown of the year, and Danny Daly to kick off. And he lines it. Billy Castro up the right side. Castro breaks it out to about the 43. And Castro dropped by Danny Daly, and if he isn't, Castro
Danny Daly in on the tackle.
with a touchdown. And the Falmouth offense, quarterbacked by an unusual number for a quarterback, 26. That will be Pat McDonald. Has had a very fine year for the Clippers. Anthony Ribeiro and Jay Oliveira are the starting running backs, but Billy Castro will be in there. And the offensive line for the Clippers. And then Oliveira cuts it back. Jay gets it out to the 50-yard line for 5 yards. Will be down. Is checking Anthony Ribeiro on the run. And the Wildcat defense is Joe Viola in at defensive end for Joe Donovan, who is lost to the team for the rest of the season due to a fractured ankle. And a fumbled football that is picked up by Jay Oliveira.
Jay Oliveira on the carry.
Oliveira get the bounce right back into his hands.
Joe Viola made the tackle.
And Joe Viola ends up running into Oliveira, who had no chance of going anywhere, and it'll be 3rd down and still 5 to go for the Clippers. As just underway. And the Wildcats on this very nice 69-yard drive with a 7-0 lead. And McDonald gives to Castro. Castro the first down. As Billy gets it to the 43.
On the carry.
A couple of Wildcats was signaling.
Brought down by Daly.
As Alex Provo on the stop, but Billy Castro, who will see some action. He's a back who knows where the goal line is. He has got 6 touchdowns coming into this game. And Falmouth on their first possession moving the football. Castro in motion. Inside handoff to Ribeiro.
Oliveira on the carry.
As Oliveira getting it to the 40-yard line.
Tordiglione made the stop.
John Tordiglione.
Gain of the yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
As a senior defensive tackle, he is there to make it just a yard gain. 2nd down and 9. And inside handoff to Castro. Castro, who get a first down run on that inside handoff, stopped after a 2-yard gain. Tordiglione and Henriksen in on the tackle as the two of them
Tordiglione made the stop.
3rd down.
3rd and 6.
And the Clippers will need 6 for the first down. Just underway. 3:55 to go, opening quarter. Wildcats 7-0 lead, and Falmouth with a 3rd and 6 play. Go to Castro, and Castro kept it up.
The ball carrier.
First down. It's Tordiglione in on the tackle, but Castro will be marked just short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1, and the Clippers
4th down and about a foot.
Will be going for it. Fourth and a yard, and the Clippers could get to the quarterback sneak. They do. It's McDonald gets more than enough for the first down. Sean Small draped on his back, along with Alex Provost. The quarterback, McDonald, getting the Clippers a first down, and
Pat McDonald on the keeper.
Moving the ball very well to start the football game as they've controlled it for 3 minutes and 36 seconds so far, as we've just gone under 2 minutes. They get the ball. The Wildcats control it for 3:24 and scored. McDonald on the keeper. Turns the corner, runs into a couple of Wildcats, and is driven out of bounds at a 26 by Keith Williams.
Donald
Keith,
on the sweep.
who had an outstanding game at defensive end.
Brought down by Danny Daly.
With 10 tackles. Strung the play out and grabbed the Falmouth
Second and 5.
Falmouth has moved the ball from their 41 to the Wildcat 21, and they have a 2nd and 5 situation. Oliveira, who's been the workhorse in this first drive. Close.
Jay Oliveira on the carry.
It's Danny
Dropped
Daly.
by Daly. And Alex Provost.
And they'll say that Oliveira got the first down. Jay Oliveira with this good run. Falmouth doing what they're supposed to do. Castro grabbed by Henriksen.
Oliveira on the carry.
Gain as Henriksen was over to make the stop. 2nd down and 8 on the
2nd and 9
for the Clippers. Weymouth trying to get some semblance of a defense in there on this first drive as Falmouth not doing anything fancy. Just coming right at the Wildcats, basically off the tackles and trying to make it happen with the inside running attack. As Oliveira once again inside the 10 to the 9 as Alex Provost
brought down by Lou Hendrickson
brings him down, and it'll be 3rd down and 3 with a minute to go in this opening quarter, and Falmouth just
3rd down,
taking their shots, coming at the Weymouth defense, which is
ball is on the 10-yard line.
Tackle
3rd and 3
plays and been successful so far. Have the Clippers on this 3rd and 3 situation. McDonald, the left-hander, goes incomplete.
Pass goes incomplete to Mike Ramos.
Mike Ramos
brings up a 4th down.
And it was just overthrown by Pat McDonald. Will be 4th down. For the Clipper fans who made the trek up from Falmouth, they'll be seeing their team with a key big situation. McDonald wiped out by Darren Gladstone. Oh, what a play by Darren Gladstone.
Darren Gladstone breaks in.
Darren Gladstone just came blitzing through and just
Weymouth will take over on down.
Pat McDonald, and a very nice drive by the Clippers will go for naught as they control the ball for 6 minutes and 6 seconds and come up empty.
Weymouth will put the ball in play in.
First down play, the Wildcats go
Gabriel on the carry.
Gabriel will crack out 4 yards on the play. And what could be the final play of the quarter as 20 seconds. Wildcats head back to the huddle.
Peter Muse made the tackle. Gain of 5.
10 seconds to go, quarter. And it will, once the Wildcats hurry up and get this play off, it will be a 7-0 Weymouth lead after 1. And that's what it will be. Period to an end.
And that ends the first period.
Weymouth marched very nicely on their first possession as they went 69 yards. Falmouth marched down the field but came up empty because of a Darren Gladstone sack on 4th down. 10 in the book. Wildcats 7-0.
I had a high cholesterol and I had a heart attack. 50% of Americans have a cholesterol that is too high.
Mark Stanton and the Wildcats faced with a 2nd and 5 situation. Stanton 2 for 2 on that first touchdown drive. 3rd pass of the game, a quick screen. Gabriel
Gabriel
Cut down by Pat
on the
McDonald
reception.
very nicely.
Brought down by Pat McDonald.
Pat McDonald, from his cornerback position, made the play. There's no gain for Gabriel, and Pat McDonald, a very good athlete.
3rd and 5.
Makes it a 3rd and 5 situation as Donald just got out there on the screen and made sure that Gabriel wasn't going anywhere. Gabriel put on 2 moves, and McDonald wasn't going to buy either of them. Stanton firing deep, caught beautifully by Gabriel. First down to the 38 as Steve just was gunned down by Tim Peters. And as soon as he caught the ball, Peters unloaded on him, but Gabriel hung on and a first down. So Mark Stanton has come out throwing the ball quite well, hitting his first 4 passes. Toss pitch, it's Williams. Trying to get outside. Keith cannot. Tim Peters, along with Mike Ramos.
Keith Williams brought down by Pat McDonald.
Williams gets 3 on the play, 2nd and 7. And the Wildcats, with Stanton completing the 4 passes that he has,
2nd and 7.
it opens up the offense. And that Falmouth cannot bunch at the line. That the Clippers have to respect Mark Stanton. Williams on the toss pitch. Keith could never get away from 76.
Brought down by Gregoridas.
As Gregoridas just cut in on the play and brought down Williams, who could never spin away from the defensive tackle.
4 to go.
The Falmouth defense forcing another 3rd down situation, but last time Mark Stanton came up with the first down pass to Steve Gabriel. Williams, nowhere. Gregoridas again on the stop as Greg just shed his block and dropped Keith Williams. 4th down, and the Wildcats will need about 1.5 yards for a first down. And Mark Stanton is the punter.
Coming up.
So it will be an interesting situation. The Wildcats apparently sent in the punting team. Stanton rides it out at about a 33.2 clip. Just gets it away and gets off a high kick. Castro will take it at the 20, and Castro gets 5 yards.
Castro.
Teddy Murrich and Sean Small on the tackle.
Provost in on the tackle.
Falmouth will have the football at the 24. 6:07 to go in the first half, and a 7-0 Weymouth lead. The Wildcats marched down the field on their opening possession and scored. Falmouth got inside the Weymouth 10, but came up empty on a 4th down play. Darren Gladstone came crashing in and sacked Pat McDonald. As Anthony Ribeiro goes off tackle for about 2, maybe 3, or check it, J. Oliveira. Top of your screen, look at Coach Ed Winslow talking to his
Oliveira on the carry, brought down by Mackin and Duchin.
And Mike Ramos. Second down and 8 for the Clippers. Coach Joe Kelly, as you look at the Falmouth formation, talked about the wing to you. Very different look as Castro fumbles the football. Kevin Shaw, along with Adam Good, just roll him for the loss as Castro never could get going after he dropped the football.
The ball carrier.
But Kevin Shaw and Adam Good
tackled by Kevin Shaw for a long
just
loss.
rolled Billy Castro for a loss of 8 on the play.
Third down, 20.
And the Clippers will need 18 on this third down play from the 17. And Pat McDonald might play it safe. He does not. Firing it over the middle and nearly intercepted. Lou Hendrickson nearly got the deflection off Billy Castro.
Pass goes incomplete to Masterson.
And the
It'll
Clippers,
be 4th and 20.
they'll be kicking the football away. This is kicked out by McDonald. Fake reverse. It's Scherzeri looking for the block shot. Gives him one. Keith down the sidelines. And Keith is wrestled down at the 29.
Keith Scherzeri brought down by Olivieri.
Brought down by David Ballison. By Keith Scherzeri with a nice punt return. And the Wildcats just winning the battle of field position at the moment. Only need to go 28 yards to extend the 7-0 lead. Stanton on the bootleg. Slides it out over the head of his intended receiver, Steve Gabriel, who's open. Second and 10 situation, and an unusual setup. Falmouth brought their own scaffolding to put the coaches high above here at the Arlington Gridiron to see what's going on and making the calls downfield. Wishbone formation on 2nd and 10. Stanton will throw. Deep. Steve Gabriel from Mark Stanton. And Stanton just floated it out
on the reception
to Gabriel, who just ran underneath the football.
35 yards.
And the Wildcats on the 28-yard pass completion are at 13-0. Todd Kerosy will look to add point number 14. And the fake, it's going to be Gabriel looking in the corner, and Steve gets it. Steve Gabriel's get off 15 points in this game, and with 4:58 to go in the first half, the Wildcats 15, the Clippers nothing. 2 plays and 28-yard try for the Wildcats, who lead 15-0. And Mark Stanton's second touchdown pass of the first half. Danny Daly getting ready to deliver the ball. Billy Castro, Tony Rivero, and Oliveira. Jay Oliveira deep and a high kick. Castro will take it.
The ball carrier.
Castro tries to head towards the middle. Darren Gladstone on top of the pile. Joe Matkin surveys the scene. As John Brown in on the tackle. And Mike Tierney.
Daly and Gladstone among
Clippers
3 or 4 others in on the tackle.
Ball at the 31-yard line. Falmouth trying to figure out a way to stop Weymouth offensively. They have not been able to. Weymouth sort of stopped themselves as McDonald will keeper. Pat, good yardage. 50. Gladstone lets him go as he gets to the 43.
Pat McDonald on the keeper.
He's finally bumped out. Keith Williams gets up.
Run out of bounds by Williams.
Just couldn't hang on to Pat McDonald, who gets 7 more yards after being
30-yard pickup on that run.
Falmouth, go down 15-0, has moved the ball. Oliveira. Gladstone needs him along with Daly.
Oliveira on the carry. Kevin Shaw made the initial hit.
Three are there to make the
Very low
play
game.
on Jay Oliveira. He's done the bulk of the running. 1 yard for Jay. Second down. The Wildcat defense, which gives up 3.5 yards per run. He's been giving Falmouth just that, except for the one run by McDonald. As the blitz shown, Castro gets away. Castro straight up the shoe. Castro could go. Gabriel with a shoestring tackle at the 5.
On the carry, brought down by Gabriel.
Steve Gabriel was the last line of defense, and Billy Castro almost took it in. As Falmouth
1st and 5 to the goal line.
looking to cut the deficit. Two long runs in this drive, Pat McDonald and Billy Castro. Castro with McDonald leading the way. Castro to the 1.
Gabriel on the tackle.
Second
Castro was the
and goal.
ball carrier.
And the Wildcats realistically have not slowed down the Falmouth team in this third series. The first series they were stopped on a play as McDonald is in for the touchdown.
Pat McDonald.
Pat McDonald on the quarterback sneak scores as he just took it to his right and found the avenue. 15-6 with 2:02 to go here in the half. From the 3 series so far, Falmouth got cut down on a Darren Gladstone blitz on a 4th down and 4 situation. They were stopped on their second possession, but here in the third, they find the end zone, and Castro is stopped by Joe Viola and trying to go for the 2. Another very bright moon here at the Arlington Gridiron with 2:02 to go. 15-6, Weymouth. 69-yard drive for the Clippers of Falmouth. As Tom Carpenter will re-tee up the football. 2 big runs on that drive. Pat McDonald started it with a very nice 30-yard run, and then Billy Castro nearly broke it for a touchdown. He was cut down at the 5 by Steve Gabriel, but McDonald with the touchdown. 15-6 ball game though, Weymouth. And it will be taken on the kickoff by Henriksen. And Lou's got a touchdown this year. Gets the football
Lou Henriksen,
43.
On the run back.
And the Wildcats
Matheson made the tackle.
Football. And with the excellent field position, you will see them try to push the ball downfield and extend this 15-6 lead after the way Falmouth just moved the football. Taking a little pressure off themselves. Toss pitch. Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Shows his athleticism on that run. Steve Gabriel felt it.
Finally took down Mr. Gabriel.
And then Gabriel bounced away and took off upfield. And a personal foul in Falmouth to boot on the play. Will add 15. As Steve Gabriel looked like he was just going to go down. About a 1-2 yard gain, and Gabriel just bounced it.
Personal foul.
Extra
Called on Falmouth.
6 yards. In doing so, He was roughed on the play in the 15 yards, but the Wildcats even closer to the Falmouth end zone. Stanton gunning it deep. Strazzeri, touchdown!
Pete Strazzeri on the reception, a 40-yard pass.
Mark Stanton to Keith Strazzeri. As Strazzeri got behind Pat McDonald, and Stanton found the wide receiver as he just got it over Pat McDonald's head. And it's a 21-6 game. Todd Karasi. Straight extra points for the Wildcat senior kicker. 22-6. The Wildcats with the lead.
That was the penalty.
Two-play, 57-yard drive. Director Dale Ketchum informs me. And the Wildcats with a 22-6 lead. As they just answered the question, what we're going to do. As far as this possession, last possession winning, it is bomb to Castro, who will go straight up the middle. And nearly lost the football as he got popped.
On the run back.
At the 30. Alex Provost gets up from the pile, asks Danny Daly.
Kennedy made the tackle.
And we'll see how the Clippers
Weymouth
play.
will start the series of downs on their own 30.
Talked about the amount of time earlier. Unofficially is 2:02 to go because the middle on the clock, when you get to a 5, it's really tough to read. We'll show you as McDonald on the bootleg pass try to hit Oliveira.
Pass goes incomplete to
Covered by
Oliveira.
Henriksen, Daly, and Gladstone. Second down and 10. Look at the time, and that's very, very difficult to tell. 1:57 to go here in the first half, 22-6. Pat McDonald with a 2nd and 10 situation. Oliveira with a nice move to cut back as Sean Small gets him
on the carry.
after about a 6-yard gain as Sean
Brought down by Sean Small.
And timeout.
Timeout Weymouth.
Weymouth with 1:46 to go in the half. Let's take a look at Joe Donovan, who fractured his ankle last week against Bridgewater Raynham. He and his teammates with a 22-6 lead. 3rd and 3. As the Clippers would love to keep possession of the football, and the way Mark Stanton's throwing, it's Provost over the shoulder along with Henriksen.
Carrier brought down by
Jay Oliveira.
Henderson and Shaw.
It's close to a first down, and is. Clippers definitely want to just kill some time as Weymouth will take a timeout with 1:39 left in the first half. 22-6 Wildcats. Coach Ed Winslow's football team down by 16 will go to the air on 1st and 10 in McDonald. Fires one that is more intended for Chuck Montorio than it was for anybody else. Looked like he was looking for Mike Ramos. That's McDonald, but the pass was more on the line to Chuck Montorio. .133 to go in the half. And a good one for the Wildcats offensively. Castro. Punched by Henry Provost. As Alex rolled the shoulder in there, and along with Derek Gladstone.
By Joe Viola.
Sean Small and Danny Daly, they bring him down, and Weymouth will spend the timeout with 1:25 left. And Falmouth needing to come up with 7 yards on 3rd down.
Timeout Weymouth.
3rd and 7 for the Clippers with 1:25 to go in the half. Falmouth. Mark Stanton has been throwing here in this opening half. Really do not want to give the football back to Weymouth. And Oliveira is stood up before getting to the first down. Darren Gladstone. As Darren Gladstone
down by Darren Gladstone
has prevented Oliveira from getting the first down. It'll be 4th down and 1 with 1:17 left. Fourth and 2, and Falmouth wanting to go for it. As Oliveira does get the first down on second effort, but Taro
Evan Shaw, on the
brings it down along with John Cordiglione.
Carrier.
But for the Clippers, interesting call, and that if they ever came up short, Weymouth would have had excellent field position. And for the Clippers, it changes things for them, because now Falmouth can get to the air, and because they don't have much time remaining in this half. As we go to a minute, as Williams almost got McDonald. Oliveira gets the pass, and Gladstone runs him down at the 34. And in question,
on the reception,
Jay Oliveira did get out of bounds, and apparently he did. 52 seconds left, first down Clippers. On that 4th down gamble, and team's now 8 for 16 against Weymouth this year on the 4th down plays. Castro gets launched.
Castro.
J.J. Chella and Alex Provost on the tackle. Is Chella and Provost is here on the sweep action to bring them down. 38 seconds left. Falmouth timeout as they trail by 16. Very, very full evening to watch a football game as the students at Weymouth High see their team with a 16-point lead. But for the Clippers of Falmouth, they're in a pretty good situation. 2nd and 7 from the 31. And McDonald on the rollout. Escapes, and I think he's over the line of scrimmage as he fires a wide open touchdown, Billy Castro. Castro, touchdown.
Wide open in the end zone.
30-yard, 1-yard touchdown, and a marker down, back up field.
Flag on the play.
A marker back up field, and Keith Williams shaken up on the play. Over the line of scrimmage was Pat McDonald. Will wipe out the Billy Castro touchdown reception. It's the line of scrimmage to 31, and McDonald threw it from the 30. And a break for the Wildcats. Brings a loss of down on the play as well. 5-yard mark off, and 29 seconds to go in the half.
An illegal forward pass called against Falmouth. Nullifies that touchdown.
Clipper bench upset, but not too upset, because it was clear that he was over the line. As McDonald, second opportunity, a good pass that is ruled incomplete as Dave Tokla tried to make the sliding catch, and they said that Tokla had it bounced to him, and Falmouth with a timeout with 22 seconds left and a 3rd and 11. John McDonald and the Clippers, 3rd down, 4th down, and 11. And McDonald firing it deep. And what a play by Castro for the touchdown!
Castro on a pretty reception. Castro for the touchdown.
McDonald to Billy Castro. A 35-yard pass play, and McDonald throw was just a lob out there in hope, and Castro made the play. as Castro with the touchdown reception. And Falmouth closes the deficit. It is now 22-12. Scoreboard saying 13. But the Clippers failed on the two-point conversion rush. McDonald. Oliveira trying to turn inside, and does.
Oliveira in for the 2 points.
A gutty drive by the Clippers brings them back to within 8. It is 22-14. 13 seconds to go in the half. An 11-play drive for the Clippers of Falmouth. 2 fourth-down conversions, and the big one was the touchdown pass to Billy Castro, who just caught the deflection of Chuck Montorio and took it on in. 22-14. And it's on the line Daly to the 41, and Danny wrestled down by Vallison. That's Dave. Grab.
Daly on the run back.
Danny after the short return, 8 seconds left, and we'll
Number 54, Greeley, made the tackle.
The Wildcats decide to just go deep, take one big chance, or put the knee down, say, okay, we'll get ready for the second half. Director Dale Ketchum is pointing downfield to me. Boy, Stanton has thrown in this first half. Anything's possible. And Stanton looking for a block, gets it. Mark. Tackled by Lou Henriksen on the play as Henriksen banged into his quarterback. And a wide open first half as far as points go. 3 touchdown passes by Mark Stanton in that opening half. And Falmouth with a touchdown pass by quarterback Pat McDonald, and a touchdown run by McDonald. At halftime, 22-14. We have halftime entertainment coming up with the Weymouth High Band and Dance Team, as more high school football coming up for you here on Dimension 36.
I had a high cholesterol and I had a heart attack. 50% of Americans have a high cholesterol and high...
Super job. Wildcat marching band for your entertainment, folks.
When I'm back home in Nashville, I know I can still count on my daddy to help me out. Thousands of children need help, though, that even their parents can't.
He's off what he needs as far as distance goes before kicking off. And a 22-14 game, wide open offense. In the first half, the score does indicate it. And a high kick by Kerosene. Taken by DeRubio.
Mario on the run back.
And he gets it out to the 36. Good field position for the Clippers. And a good first half for the Wildcats.
Joe Mackin made the tackle.
Quarterback Mark Stanton. Stanton, 3 touchdowns.
The ball is on the 36-yard line. Falmouth will start their series of downs.
Stanton had an excellent half. Clippers, however, quarterback Pat McDonald had a pretty good half himself. And he gives to Ribeiro.
Ribeiro on the carry.
Is Tony Ribeiro with a nice run to the 31 for 4 yards, 2nd down and 6.
Alex Provost made the tackle.
14 points. So
2nd and 6.
Anybody has scored against the Wildcats in a half this year. North Quincy got 14 in the second half. In fact, in the fourth quarter against Weymouth. Quincy got 13. 14 points to most Weymouth has led up in a game this year as Billy Castro looking for someplace to
Castro, the ball carrier.
A group of Wildcats are not going to let him go anywhere. Lou Henriksen, Joey Viola, Kevin Shaw get up.
Joe Viola made the initial tackle.
No gain on the play. 3rd down.
3rd and 5.
And Castro, McDonald, and the Clippers will need 5. And Falmouth has been able to run those odd-tackle plays well so far. I want to see the adjustments that Weymouth has made to countering what Falmouth has done well. As McDonald will throw on 3rd and 5 with Viola chasing him. The screen is dropped by Jay Oliveria.
Pass intended for Oliveria.
Oliveria
brings up a 4th down.
Of getting 1st down yardage. But Jay took his eyes off the ball and dropped the pass, and Pat McDonald to kick for the Clippers. And Struzeri, who had an excellent return in the first half, awaits along with Gabriel. Struzeri looking for the wall to form. Keith gets knocked down at the 25-yard line.
Struzeri on the run back.
Falmouth with good coverage. And the Clippers.
Ben Priest in on the tackle.
Ben Priest will try to slow down the Weymouth offense. In the 4 possessions in the first half, 3 of them the Wildcats scored on. If you want to be picky about it, you could say 5 possessions, because the last one, Mark Stanton, the Wildcats just hit it for 8 seconds and ran the 1 play, 10 1/2. It's Keith Williams who limped off after a play. Just apparently twisted an ankle. And
on the carry.
Gets good yardage on the toss pitch. Gets 7 yards.
Tim Peters made the tackle.
And this will be 2nd and 3 as Tim Peters brought down Williams, who
2nd and 3.
coming into this game, 48 carries, and only on one of those 48 carries did Williams lose yardage. And on that 1 run, he lost 1 yard. So when Williams gets the ball, he normally goes forward, except that time. 45, Phil Matheson.
Williams
The
brought
linebacker
down
in on the
by
tackle.
Phil Matheson.
And that's just right after saying Williams has not lost yards. He did it on that play, but Williams gets stopped for no gain. 3rd down and 3. 7:26 and counting in the 3rd quarter. Absolutely fantastic, fantastic evening for football. Stanton on the bootleg pass to an open Gabriel. 1st down at midfield. As Gabriel wide open, and Anthony Ribeiro brought down.
Run out of bounds by Ribeiro.
But Stanton and Gabriel are having quite an evening for themselves. Gabriel, who has caught 2 touchdown passes from Mark Stanton. The Wildcats sophomore quarterback comes trotting back model. He came in this game 2 for 10 with 1 touchdown pass in those 2 passes, but in the first half, he's had an afternoon or early evening career as Stanton on the pressure gets away. Mark will try to run away from the pressure. Stanton rolled out at the 47 by Phil Matheson, but the
Stanton run out of bounds by Matheson.
Showed his headiness on that play. Because Mike Pantonio came floating in and had an opportunity to collect Mark Stanton. He had him in his sights, and Stanton just ran away from him, and then ran away from 2 defensive tackles on top of it, Sean Pierce and Greg Gregarilus. And the result's a 3-yard gain instead of an 8-yard loss. Stanton on the option, pitches at the last moment to Gabriel. Gabriel spun out of bounds.
Gabriel
by Joe Oliveira. But Gabriel got 2 as Falmouth pursued right to the point of the play. As Steve got 2 in the play, down in 5. But Falmouth moving to the corners much better than they did in the first half. Falmouth coaching staff top of the screen was looking for something. Stanton firing it deep. And almost caught by Alex Provost. As Provost was covered by Pat McDonald, but Provost had a step on McDonald, and it'll be 4th and 5.
Incomplete to Provost.
As Stanton just overthrew the pass. 4th down. The Wildcats move it from just inside the 30 to the Falmouth 45, but have slowed down. Stanton stays in the game to punt. And he rides out a nice kick. Castro just stood up by Sean Small, then Kevin Shaw, Teddy Murich come in and finish off the play. And the Clippers
Kevin Shaw in on the tackle.
have the ball at the 20. It's Falmouth and Weymouth. First time I can ever remember these 2 schools meeting. During the years of Weymouth North and Weymouth South, these 2 schools Weymouth schools never met Falmouth as far as football went. You saw Falmouth during the soccer season with Weymouth as Castro with a gaping hole. And a good tackle by Steve Gabriel in the open field. And Billy Castro was within a step of breaking it. Whoa, Billy Castro, who's got good speed. He almost broke one earlier in this game. He just nearly took it the distance. And he and the Clippers give the first down of the second half. It's the play action and McDonald the keep. And he decides that, well, there was no more yardage to be gained, so he just slid down.
McDonald on the keep.
Professional quarterbacks in front of Danny Daly, who just went over and gets credit for a tackle by tapping Pat McDonald. Play gains 3, 2nd down and 7. But Falmouth has been able
Second
to
and 7.
run the ball in the first 2 quarters. In this third quarter, so far they've had just 1 first down run. On the counter, Ribeiro breaks loose. Montorio chops him down after a first down run for 49.
Brought down by Chip Montorio.
On the Falmouth sideline, believing they were down 22-6. They trail right now 22-14. With 4:56 to go in the third period, and the Clippers able to move the football. This could come down to an old-fashioned who's able to stop who last. McDonald on the keeper. In the Weymouth territory, McDonald slides off a couple more yards, and he tried to get loose for where he's knocked out of bounds at the 42. Lou Henriksen and Alex Provost.
Hit initially by Alex Provost.
Falmouth has been in some shootouts this year. They defeated Weymouth's next opponent 34-25 a few weeks back. Last week against Quincy, they were not involved in a shootout, but they still put 14 points on the board in a losing cause. As Ribeiro, open avenue, and Montorio can't get him. Gladstone does, and Weymouth.
Ribeiro pushed out of bounds by Gladstone.
And that's why Falmouth is just getting yardage by the chunks. "24-yard line, first down. Clippers 4:27 to go, third period. The Weymouth defense, everybody's searching for answers. Inside, it's Oliveria to the 22. Joe Viola, Darren Gladstone, and Alex Provost in on the tackle. The ability to run inside early.
Oliverio on the carry, brought down by Provost.
Then right now they're able to slice off tackle, break it outside, and make something happen. And you look back to that touchdown pass before the end of the first half, and what momentum Falmouth is going to gain from it. It's Pat McDonald inside the
McDonald on the carry.
20 down.
Knocked down by Kevin Shaw.
The 12-yard line, first down, Falmouth.
First down.
Simple. As far as the Clippers go, they just come up, come outside, slice off their tackles, slice it outside, make things happen that way, and they've been successful. (22-14). Falmouth, though, down by 8 on the move. On the counter, it's Castro trying to get outside and can't. Kevin Shaw stayed with the play.
Brought down by Kevin Shaw.
Despite the stiff arm efforts of Billy Castro, Kevin Shaw was able to stop the play before it ever began. A game
Second and 9.
Second and 9. McDonald on the roll, dump over the middle. Lou Henriksen is going to be called for pass interference.
Flag on the play.
And Henriksen is saying, and he's got a good legitimate point as far as this goes, that Jay Oliveria had the ball in his hands. Jay Oliveria had the ball in his hands, and then Lou hit him. It's half the distance to the goal line. on the play in a first and goal situation for the Clippers. That's one way to keep the drive alive. Falmouth gets a break, and they'll look to cash in on the break. Oliveria had his hands in the ball, then Henriksen hit him. And then Oliveria spins to the 2.
Castro on the carry.
Chuck Montorio.
Hit initially by Hendrickson.
And Alex Provost on the stop. Second and goal. McDonald slips as he tried to cut it off tackle.
McDonald on the keep.
Play scored on in the second quarter. McDonald just gains one of the 2 yards needed. Third down and
about a foot.
I almost get the feeling that you'll see Pat McDonald again. 1:27 and counting in the third period. And Falmouth, all sorts of confusion.
Falmouth.
They want to talk about this third and goal play. Coach Ed Winslow goes out to talk to his team as they're within a yard of closing the deficit even more. .121 to go, third quarter. Falmouth looking to come even closer.
Flag on the play.
Movement in the Falmouth line, or did Weymouth come across? Illegal procedure, Falmouth.
Illegal procedure
And
called
maybe
against
something
Falmouth.
else. Falmouth is going to be hit with another penalty, I believe. An unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, maybe. Because apparently somebody was very upset about the call on illegal procedure. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Falmouth. You talk about taking yourself out of
Unsportsmanlike conduct called against Falmouth.
a situation where you could possibly tie the game. You got to break out the cliche. You just shot yourself in the foot, possibly. If Weymouth holds on, that's the definition of shooting yourself in the foot, is that one play.
Third and 20.
That's the definition if Weymouth holds on. But you have to remember, Falmouth came up with a big fourth down touchdown pass in the first half. McDonald. Screen. Oliveria slips and falls down. Another break for
Oliveria on the reception.
Oliveria had an opportunity to turn it upfield and get some good yardage, but instead it's about a very short gain. Fourth down and goal from the 17. And the Clippers will try a field goal, possibly here, as they will go for the field goal. It will be John Reardon to hold for Billy Castro. What will be a 33-yard attempt. And Castro has got it.
Castro.
33-yard field goal by Castro. And see what's going on here, and let's hold on before we give Billy Castro the field goal. Danny Daly and Coach Ed Winslow looking on. Daly happy, Winslow not. Marker on the play. Illegal procedure.
Illegal procedure called against Falmouth.
Falmouth Falmouth just killed themselves again. They just took 3 points off the board for themselves. The Clippers should be looking at a 22-20 game, going for a 2-point conversion to tie. Instead, they have 4th and goal from the 20. Back up field. And they just lost the field goal attempt. And maybe, well, let's see, they'll go for it again. As Castro will try it now from 38. And timeout, Falmouth.
Timeout, Falmouth.
22-14, 30 seconds to go in the period. Billy Castro will try once again, this time from 38-yard distance. Reardon, the holder. And this kick is going to be short. The Clippers just shot themselves in the foot. And Weymouth dodges a bullet. You have to use the cliches in describing what just took place. (22-14), 24 seconds left here in the third quarter, and Weymouth luckily escapes. Stanton hands to Gabriel. He gets about 3 in the play. And the final play.
Gabriel on the carry.
15-14.
Brought down by Gregoritis.
As the Wildcats get a huge break in this third period, as 22-14 will be their lead going into the fourth quarter. We'll be back with that fourth quarter in just a moment. This 22-14 lead. I'm Mark Ducharme with you as the Wildcats on second down and 7 go to the ground, and Steve Gabriel, who gets run out of bounds by Billy Castro after about a 5-yard gain. Mark Stanton and the Wildcats slowed down a little in that third quarter. They had the ball for one possession. They moved it well, but the drive stalled at the Falmouth 45. In a 3rd and 2 situation. Henriksen trying to muscle that extra yard out. Henriksen's got to make it to 35 exactly. And you see the signal, I believe, from linesman Jimmy McCulloch, how far they are away. 4th down, and that's how far the Wildcats have to go. Interesting question. Will they go for it with that much to go? The old thought is, if you can't get that much, you don't deserve to win. And some movement in the line. Now the question is who is it going to be called on? John Tridiglione saying, hey, look, they jumped. They did.
First down.
Falmouth, no penalty on the play, surprisingly. It's movement in both lines. And the Wildcats do get the first down on the play. 9:21 to go. Mark Stanton, who threw 3 first-half touchdown passes. And right now, the Wildcats want to grind.
Keith Williams up the middle.
Time off the clock. Give their defense a little rest. As Keith
Ben
Williams
Priest on the tackle.
gets 3, and Ben Priest stood him up. I'm thinking now, just with 8 minutes to go, kill as much of the clock as you can. Preferably, you want to get a touchdown drive, but you want to get down the field with your running game doing it. Williams just getting away and spinning for a first down.
Williams.
As Keith Williams got away from Mike Antonio.
Gregorius made the tackle on
Rick
Williams.
Gregoris was able to bring down Keith Williams, but not before Williams on about his fourth spin got the first down. And that's a major league run by the Wildcat junior halfback. Enables the Wildcats to keep the ball for at least another minute or so. Gabriel trying to run through Oliveria.
Stopped by Oliveria.
But Jay just stood in Gabriel's path, pushed him down after about a 6-yard gain. Offensively for Weymouth, this has been one of the better performances of the year. Defensively, it hasn't been something to be happy with. It's Williams, forget it.
Williams on the carry, brought down by Oliveria.
A group of tacklers. Tim Peters was also in there. Also adds to the list. 45. Phil Matheson has made sure that Keith Williams was not going to have the success he had on his last run. 3rd down and 3. Stanton tells Williams where to go. And Hendrickson runs into Stanton. Mark still maintains his balance, looks for Keith Williams to make the block, and Stanton, who could have been knocked down for a loss, instead turns it into about 1.5 yard gain, where it'll be 4th down for the Wildcats. But Mark Stanton ran into Lou Hendrickson and was still able to get something out of nothing.
4th and 2.
Stanton goes over to Coach Joe Kelly. Fires what to do. 6:07 to go. 4th and 2. Stanton will be kicking it away, and he'd like to get it at his average, which would put it inside the 15-yard line. And Mark hits it high and just bad. Gets a fair roll, 31-yard line. Falmouth down by 8 with 6 minutes and a second to go. It's after the Mark Stanton 10-yard punt. The Clippers need to get 6 yards to possibly tie this one. Side handoff. It's Castro just getting back.
Oliveria.
Well, about 1 yard.
Up the middle.
Maybe.
Stopped by Keith Williams.
As Oliveria brought down by right defensive end, Keith Williams. 2nd down and 9. McDonald tucks it in, fires a pass out, and it's dropped by Matheson. Castro trying to
incomplete to
come up with a
Castro.
football. But they'll say that trying to make the play. Darren Gladstone knocked the ball away from Matheson.
3rd and 9.
Castro tried to sneak one. 3rd and 9. For this Weymouth football team, regular season, Plymouth, the last league game. And BC High, the Saturday before Thanksgiving. It's McDonald trying to set up the screen, gets away. McDonald Gets upfield and a first down and more. As McDonald in the Weymouth territory.
McDonald.
Pat McDonald.
Brought down by Daly.
Turned up.
And Gabriel.
Away from what was enormous pressure and just took off and gets first down yardage. An 18-yard run for Pat McDonald. Falmouth refusing to fold. Counter. Castro, open territory for Billy.
Castro on the carry.
Joe Mackin brings him down.
But initially by Lou Hendrickson.
But another nice run by Billy Castro. He almost broke that particular play in the second quarter, and there he gets 10 yards and a first down. Quick handoff. Oliveria not going down. Hendrickson bumps him down finally. He and Gabriel
Oliveria.
Sure that Jay Oliveria
Hendrickson in on the tackle along with Gabriel.
Further. 8 yards for Jay Oliveria. The Weymouth defense is just not slowing down this Falmouth offense at all. Falmouth took themselves out of the last drive. There were 2 times inside the 20 where they have failed as McDonald firing it deep. Touchdown! Tony Ribeiro brings the Clippers to within 2 with 4:30 left. As Pat McDonald found
on the touchdown,
open. Tony Ribeiro and Falmouth can tie the game up if they get the 2. As the Clippers on a beautiful 68-yard drive, McDonald to Ribeiro for the 2 touchdown, and they will go for the tie. McDonald in trouble. Fires it, intercepted. Now the 2 points the other way, possibly no. Steve Gabriel intercepts the pass. That was a prayer by McDonald, and he hoped that he could just come up with a tying 2-point conversion. Wildcats still hanging on, but by a thread, 22-20. Falmouth on a 68-yard drive, draws to within 2. As the Clippers get Pat McDonald's second touchdown pass of the game. As we're having one of those games where it may come down to the final possession. Gabriel trying to spin away and Steve to the 41.
Down by Carpenter.
Tom Carpenter will help out Brad White in bringing down
Steve also in on the tackle.
But for the Wildcats, 4:24 remaining. They've got to kill the clock. But they would love a touchdown drive to build back the 8-point cushion. Williams on the toss. Hendrickson gives him the block. Williams right down in Falmouth territory, and he should have a first down. Matheson and Peters on the tackle. And
time up for a measurement.
This is where your running attack not only has got to get first downs, but also be able to stay in bounds, take time off the clock. Keith Williams about a foot short. And for Mark Stanton, who's talking to head coach Joe Kelly, he's getting the play from upstairs from offensive coordinator Kevin Cobden. A 1-yard second down situation. It's one of those situations, if you think about pro football, you can roll the dice, go for the deep pass. Stanton waits for the signal, but falls in play. Williams, the call. Grab. Danny Desmond trying to help out his running back. And depending on where they mark it, Williams may have just get back to the line of scrimmage. It's Greg Miranda, the defensive end, on the tackle. Third down and a foot. Still for the Wildcats. 3:30 left in the ball game. Henriksen barrels ahead. Where they mark it, we'll tell if Weymouth has it for 4 more downs. Henriksen and company are saying that it was up a little farther. Boy, this foot has been mighty tough. We could be looking at 4th down and a foot. They'll measure.
Going to measure again.
Well, cross field, Henriksen closer to the 48. He just had to cross the 49 by looking at cross field, but you never know when chains come out and set down. And they do set down in favor of Weymouth.
First down.
3:20. The ball gets set. The chains are put in place. Clock will start once again. And the time starts to roll. Gabriel looking for the blocks, cuts inside. Gabriel rolls down to a 34-yard line.
By Tim Peters.
As Tim Peters,
number 10, tackles number 10.
Steve Gabriel, but Gabriel gets a first down. The Wildcats with 3:02 to go, and then the clock will start as soon as the ball is set. Are doing what they have got to do, and that's start killing some of this time and get to the end zone at the same time and not give Falmouth a chance. Keith Williams. Williams bounces it outside. Williams, goal! Touchdown!
Williams into the score.
Keith Williams with the touchdown! And on the
35-yard run by Keith Williams for the
he
score.
just turned it to the corner, and Keith Williams took it on in. And the happiest man in Arlington Gridiron with his first touchdown of the day. Todd Kersey will look to add the point. And does. 17 straight for Kersey, and a big point after because Falmouth needs 2 scores with 2:31 left. The 58-yard drive in 5 plays has Todd Kersey to kick off. And it squibs off Riberio's hands. He puts the knee down, or no, he didn't. He gets it out to the 19. As
Riberio on the run back.
Gets it to the 19 of Falmouth. Has to go 81 yards to get themselves back into the game. 2:23 left. 29-20. This has been a wild, wild football game. Handoff for Barrio. Gets about 2, maybe 3, and Falmouth really.
Barrio on the tackle brought down by Williams.
Their offense is coming across field with the wing back running or the halfback sweeping around. They've got to go to the air. They need 2 scores as we head to 2 minutes to go. Very entertaining football game. Straight ahead goes Oliveria. He's down on the play.
Tackled by Lou Hendrickson.
As Shu Cunningham
Red and 5.
puts the hit on Oliveria and timeout. Falmouth with 1:39 left. 29-20 in favor of the Wildcats. 1:39 left. 3rd and 5. McDonald. Deflected up the middle, intercepted. Lou Hendrickson. And Hendrickson, who hit the turf, goes down as Oliveria had the pass to his hands. The Wildcats may have just sealed up victory number 6. And the light chance of Lou. 1:33 left. And the Wildcats will just stay to the ground and try to finish this game off. And Falmouth will start to spin the timeouts. Keith Williams, who just rumbled 35 for a touchdown.
Williams on the carry.
Gets about 5 on that run.
Tim Peters tripped him up.
It's Williams helped up by Billy Castro, who made the tackle. And Williams shaken up on the play. And Keith's shaken up, and we'll take a break with 1:15 left. Not a good situation for the Wildcats. Keith Williams was helped off, limping heavily on his left leg as Gabriel the toss pitch. Steve
Gabriel
gets about 2, maybe 3. He'll be short of the first down. And on 3rd down,
made the tackle.
Falmouth will spend a timeout with 56 seconds left.
Timeout Falmouth.
Bruce Springsteen's Born to Be Wild being played in the background, and this game has been a wild one. 3rd and 4, Hendrickson bounces off. One tackle, who could go? Hendrickson to the toe! Where it's finally brought down by Billy Castro, along with Pat McDonald, but Lou Hendrickson almost took it in.
McDonald made the tackle.
And the clock starts ticking away on Falmouth. And Falmouth's last hope may have just gone right out the window on that Hendrickson run. Hendrickson. Touchdown!
Touchdown, Hendrickson.
Lou Hendrickson earned that touchdown the play before he almost scored. But Hendrickson does get him to the end zone on that dive play. And the Wildcats, 35-20 advantage. Todd Harrison remains perfect on point after. 36-20 as the Wildcats cash in on the Hendrickson interception with a Hendrickson touchdown run. 22 seconds left for the Falmouth coaches. They'll go back to the drawing board defensively. down 36-20. It's Todd Kerosene. Foul set to kick off. This has been a fun football game. If you love offense, you've seen a great deal of it in this one. Some exciting plays. A pretty good pile up there.
Greg Miranda on the run back. Stopped by a host of Weymouth tacklers.
Greg Miranda is graded with just 14 seconds left. And the Wildcats will just play prevent defense. All they want to do is let Falmouth all the time they want to get out of the field. And the Wildcats assure themselves with this victory of a winning season, and also they can win next week in Plymouth and ensure themselves at least a co-titleist in the OCL. And a new running back in there for the Clippers. Jason Lang gets whacked by Chella.
Down by Mr. Daly.
And Daly. And the Wildcats will celebrate a 36-20 victory.
That's the game, folks.
An outstanding performance in the first half by Mark Stanton with 3 touchdown passes. And it set up the ground attack, which took off after that. And it enabled the Wildcats to win their 6th game of the season in a wild, wide-open football game. As Falmouth had an opportunity to tie the game early in the 4th quarter after a touchdown pass by Pat McDonald to Tony Ribeiro. But the Wildcats were able to hold off the Clippers and pull out what was a hard-fought 36-20 victory over a very good Falmouth team. As Weymouth pushes the record to 6-1 and gets ready for Plymouth. As that will do it from the Arlington Gridiron. For everybody at Dimension Cable, for Director Dale Ketchum, I'm Mark Duchar. I'm glad you joined us. The Wildcats outgunned the Clippers 36-20 tonight from the Arlington Gridiron.